I've got two players with me today. Ben Wood, who's a junior this year, been one of our best players all year. He's been a consistent contributor for us. And I've got Tim Walker, who is this is actually his first year here at Mississippi State. He's a transfer in from junior college last year, was the best player in junior college, and he's also been a consistent contributor for us. So happy to have them here with me today.
No, we just talk about going to SEC championships, postseason play really starts. You just talk about making that transition from regular season to postseason.
Sure. We're excited. I can tell you that. We had a pretty good week last week. We had our home event at Old Waverly. Had some good teams there, and we really showed that we're taking steps in the right direction, and I think that's something we really were ready to see. And going into postseason, we're not going to treat it any differently. It's still just golf. We know we're going to a great golf course, a course that if you play well, you'll definitely be rewarded, and we're looking forward to it. It's a great place, Sea Island, Georgia. We're excited to get there and get things going.
When you say taking steps, what do you mean specifically that you saw that impressed you?
Sure. I think one thing that impressed me was the way we remained level throughout I guess all three rounds. I would say we didn't quite finish off exactly like we wanted to, especially during that last round. But we did a lot of good things, and that's really all golf is just doing a lot of little things well, and so we did a lot better job of that.
You just speak to that, Ben, just trying to, like you said, just do all the little things right, just take the steps to getting the program back to where it needs to be.
Yeah, obviously the last couple of years we've had a very high level of, we competed very well. We won 6 tournaments over the last 2 years as a team, and we're not expecting anything different from the guys we got now. We've had kind of a rough year, but we're trying to get our fundamentals back down and just hit fairways and greens and make some putts to get us back into winning like we used to.
And we were talking before the spring season started, just kind of making that transition to the leadership role. How do you think you've handled that this year?
I've played pretty well all year, and been trying to just lead by example more than anything. Just taking the freshmen and sophomore under my wing and showing them how to practice a little bit. Just showing that the time that we're required out there to practice is not going to be enough. We got to put in more hours than what is required by just Coach Goldman and Coach Homan. Just those extra hours and putting in those extra rounds will lead to some good scores.
Tim, obviously first year at MSU. How do you feel now compared to maybe where you were when you first got here?
It was a pretty tough transition. I come in and the competition's a lot better at this level. I didn't really understand fully how many good golfers there were at this level, I guess. At junior college, you go to the event, there's probably 3, 4, 5 golfers that can win the tournament. Where you come to a Division I college event and there's 25, 30 that are, more than capable of winning. So it took me a little bit to get used to it, but I'm finally starting to figure out where my game needs to get to, and hopefully we can finish off well this season and push into next year, because I think we've got a very talented team. We had a very young team this year, so it was just a good learning curve all around.
What do you think needs to go over the edge to jump you into that next tier as you kind of talked about?
It's just work ethic, really. I think our work ethic as a team needs to get a little bit higher, as Ben said. But it's also knowing your own game. I come in here, I didn't trust my game for starters, because I thought I need to change what I was doing to get better, where really what I was doing was probably right. So it's just knowing your own game and trusting it, where I think we haven't really trusted our games a lot this year, especially when we get under pressure. Because we have gone to tournaments and we've had the low round. We've had one low round and we've had 2 higher rounds where that's just kind of put us out of contention. But at the Waverley tournament, we sort of put 3 rounds together. We didn't really finish off our back 9 very well, like Noah said, but it's a step in the right direction. It's improvement.
So some of the things you guys talk about, is that kind of typical what you might expect from a young team, and the fact that starting to get it more together now here at the end of the year, that people had a little bit more experience.
Sure, absolutely, I agree with that. And we knew there was going to be a learning curve, just like there is with every team. And our season is so long. We've got the fall and the spring, which is kind of nice for us. We can build throughout the year, and then they even have that break after the fall where they can play events in the wintertime and make sure they're working on the right things. And to really see the steps that we've taken this year it's been good. It's exciting to see a team improve, and anytime you see a team going in the right direction, you can't complain about that. So we're excited to continue that process, and I know I speak for everybody when we're excited about next week and getting things going this weekend.
No, to kind of paraphrase what Tim said, but how do you, as a coach, how do you get a player out of his head and just say, do what you're doing, that was fine. It seems more mental, but as a coach, what can you do to help a mental issue kind of like that?
Sure. I think one thing we do in practice is we put them in competitive situations, so you can get more used to whatever you're working on in practice, because you want to treat that like a tournament as much as possible. And then you just progress from there. At the end of the day, it's just going to come down to doing it in tournaments and getting that experience on your own. I wish we could sprinkle some dust and give them that experience, but that's just not the way it works. You just have to go through it and learn on your own. And they've definitely done that this year and improved on it.